Hi Scorpio, welcome to your week ahead. So this is going to be from the 9th to the 16th of December 2024. If you want to book your 2025, it is on the website. It's the must-have reading at this time to look at what is coming ahead. Like the video, comment, there's all other reads as well, there's audio reads, everything is there. Okay, so let's take a look. So I just want to keep it clean and simple this week, okay? Just get the job done, send out some messages. Um, okay, so I feel like for yous, you've got like a lot of triggers. I think people do in general. So some of yous with the kind of energies that are taking place, it's not easy for some of yous because Scorpio is highly absorbent. So you're picking up a lot of the negativity. But I feel like when it comes to empaths, and I've been thinking this myself, I think naturally we will absorb the environment. I think it's about don't know you, don't owe you, don't care. Right. I feel like there's a lot of these like really sad low frequency people who sit there observing people, sending evil eye, doing all this shit. And I feel like you need to just sit there and be like, I don't care. Like get so engrossed in your experience that you just don't care what other dickheads are doing. Unless they're seriously affecting you to which you'd have to take action, but conserve your energy for that. I feel like 2024 has really been the demonic year, hasn't it? It's really been the everyone seems to have a problem, type of year. So yeah, I do think that this is a lot of people are burnt out by what they're experiencing because they're being so energetically attacked in the workplace, in general places, in accommodation. So people are feeling really, really fucking burnt out, and it's Cancers, Scorpios, people who are able to read between the lines, right? And when you're constantly putting your energy into your safety, but that's what the matrix is being built for, right? The matrix is being built to observe you. Everyone's in your business, everyone's got an opinion on your life. There's a lot of low frequency dense energy, and so you're picking that up if you're someone who absorbs it. So I feel like a big message for you is unless it's people, I'm not saying walk around with an attitude problem, I'm not saying be disrespectful, but get to a point where it's like, I don't care what your opinion is of me. I don't care, like, I don't care what problems you've got. That's not my problem. Because I think people, and some of it is people are just absorbing people's negativity. There's a lot of people are struggling and suffering and they're trying to put on a front, and people who are naturally tuned in can sense it. But at the end of the day, that's their life, they're grown adults, it's their problem. That honestly, I feel like some of you need to really disassociate, disconnect from the field, and just understand what's your bag of shit and what's other people's bags of shit. And you're not here to carry other people's shit. You're not here to worry about why they're saying what they're saying or the moods or any of it. There's also a lot of entitled people out here. So obviously stay respectful, don't be a heartless bastard. But I do think there's a big message for Scorpios this week that it's like, I'm sorry, but I'm done observing the negativity. Let them watch, let them chatter. You've got shit to do. I feel like a lot of people are just like, and it's burning you out. You can't really focus on what matters. I know this has happened for me, especially teachers. Like, we're really just pressed. We want to stop choking people in the throat. We just want to start punching people in the face, like at this point, right? So I think some of us feel like that, like just that absolute negativity and entitlement and low frequency is suffocating, right? But this is a week for you to, right, like really conserve your energy, cleanse your energy. That's another one. Cleanse your field, your auric field, cleanse your field. But as you can see, we're just fucking burned to a sieve with the bullshit that we've had to put up with in 2024. So if you want 2025 to be different, we're going to have to stop playing this game different. You're not here to take on everyone's sob story. You're not here to save everybody. You're not here to worry why Dave down the street has got an attitude problem today. I don't care. You know what I mean? Who the fuck are you? Like seriously, like I feel like you need to really zone in this week and think about what and who matters to you. Of course, be respectful, show compassion, but no more than that. Okay? There's a lot of bored people, Scorpio. A lot of unmotivated, low frequency people, and they just live through other people and they're sending you this energy. And I think you need to start disconnecting from the field. For those who are cross watching, if a Scorpio's acting like this, do the same thing. So some of you are dealing with some entitled Scorpio, some Scorpio who's got like, thinks the world was. That is a big one. A lot of people think the world revolves around them. You know, everyone thinks they're a king and a queen in the current reality. You know, give them some social media and a bit of fame and a bit of fuck, like, they all want attention. Like, so yeah, I feel like some of you need to, if you're dealing with a Scorpio like this, pull back. If this is you as a Scorpio, you can't, just stay away from it. It's low class. High class people do not act like this. They don't run around acting entitled. They're not in other people's business. They're not sending people evil eye. They're not having an opinion on other people's lives. This is people with nothing to do. So people who maybe just don't like it, and I've encountered that this year because I've been in a Muslim country. So it's all politeness, but we know where it's at. You know, and I'm not saying everybody, I meet a lot of decent people every day, but I also meet a lot of, you know, really don't like the West, really hate the whites type of people, you know. And listen, I just call a spade a spade. So that's what I'm saying. We've got the face reality, and then we've got the real reality, what's really going on. And I think Scorpios have the ability to really see beyond the curtain. Like, you can see through a motherfucker, you know what it is. This can be good and it can be bad, okay? So that's a big, strong message for this week. But I think it's about cutting through the bullshit. You know what they say, if you focus on shit, shit grows. If you focus on you, you grow. And I think it's time to start focusing on you. I think some of yous do what I do, and you've been given all your energy to these entitled, rude-ass people. They don't appreciate it anyway. You know, you'll come out here, you'll break your back, you'll be decent to these motherfuckers, and the same people you lifted off the face will be the same people putting knives in your back when you're on yours. Are you kidding me? No, thank you. So, like, stop trying to save the world. Stop with all of this, like, worrying about everybody. Be respectful, be reasonable, and start. I think this is someone's energy is burnt down. The sun upright would be somebody who's got a lot of good energy, but I'm trying to tell you what it is. It's because the field is so dense with negativity, it's so dense with toxicity that no matter how powerful of a person you are, it is impossible not to feel the intensity of these demons, right? The devil is using these people as a way to burn people out, make them paranoid, make them fearful. So there's something strong in this. Some of you might need to think about a whole new beginning in 2025. So what I mean by this is new locations. If you go to Dubai now, you're going to find a lot of rich motherfuckers. You're going to find people who are focused on money, focused on power, focused on building. It really is your environment. If you are around low dense people who are struggling to survive, that they've got an attitude problem, you can't speak to them, they're full of addictions, you're not going to get nothing good in that environment. You know, if you're around a society that's crumbling, you're not going to get nothing good there. So if it is that you want to be around good energy, power, people who are focused on the right things, maybe you need to make that change elsewhere. Page of Wands. Some of you could be dealing with a Leo, or you could be dealing with, I think the message for Scorpio is you're dealing with someone who's very entitled. This is people who leech off the energy of other people. You've seen a lot of this happen to me. So when you drop your standards and start to doubt yourself, the devil's going to work into your life. And then what he's going to do is tell you your value. And then what he's going to do is allow everybody else to dictate your value. Because that's what these rich also be aware of this. So a lot of people are building themselves up at the expense of other people. Think of social media, right? A lot of people are doing all this like smack talk towards other people's reputations, right? They're all building themselves up at the expense of other people. These motherfuckers who've got bag, they're living it up because they're leeching off the poor, right? So while everything's falling apart, these motherfuckers are getting everything that they're cheap, right? So just think about it, right? There is a lot of sharks out here. There's a lot of rats out here. There's a lot of people. But also the bottom, if you're in poverty now watching this, you've also got to not be a victim. It's on you to protect your interest. It's on you to know your motherfucking value, because the thing with the world now is it's going to tell you your value, and it's going to burn you so into the ground that eventually you just give up. Okay, you're living for bread and butter. Okay, so 2024 has been a dog shit year for us empaths, for us teachers, for us true souls. It's been a very, very difficult year. Okay, the people are all about what they can get. Is love anymore? You can't trust any cunts. They leave as soon as there's nothing to benefit. Okay, they're all about the bag. Or someone's got a constant sob story about some shit they're going through. It's just exhausting, right? It's just boring, right? So what I'm saying for you is 2025, you've got to seriously think about, I'm conserving my energy. Now, I'm not in no way saying don't be compassionate. There's a room for compassion. There's a room for respect. You know, you observe people, you sense. Sometimes a person's in a mood and it's not about you. You know, I used to do this where people would get in moods and I'd like think it was about me and I'd take it all personally. Now, if someone's in a mood, I'm just like, it could be anything. They might be drained. They might be going through personal stuff. Like you know, they don't owe me anything. So I don't get mad about it. I'm quite calm. Whereas in the past, I would take it personal. Now I'm just like, with everything that's been going on, it's like a lot of the tuned in people are just like, nah, I know what it feels like when you just want to put your head down and not say hello to anybody. I know what it's like when you just haven't got no energy for people. They're not taking it personal. It's the entitled people. You need to do, be, and set. Go fuck yourself. Sit on it. I don't need to be, do, or say anything for you. Okay? So listen, I think it's a time for power. And I think it's a time for real, but I also think it is a time to just observe this week for yous. And like I said, not everybody who's giving you the cold shoulder or maybe in a bit of a twatty mood, it's not against you. It's just society now. It's the times we live in. It's the craziness, right? So know what to battle, know what to ignore. But I feel like some of yous definitely, there's an entitled person in your life. This person's a piece of shit. I feel like the good people are just being leached dry. Their energy's being leached dry, the wisdom, the talents, like they're just being leached dry. But you're not a victim. Nobody's a victim here. The Matrix exists because a bunch of people who call themselves humanity conceded, left the balls on the table, sold out, and now we're all suffering for that. That's it. The Matrix is created by us. We go to the Matrix every day. We build the fucking buildings. We go to the jobs. We build the system. So there's no victims out here. The bottom will sit there going, oh, you know, it's so bad. It's like, yeah, you are the problem as well. Right? So I feel like a message for you as a Scorpio, if you're in that victim mentality, is you're not a victim. And being a victim is not going to make your life better. Even if there has been injustice, there's been injustice to a lot of people, it's not going to make your life better by playing in that mindset. It's like, okay, right, there's people taking the piss out of me, there's people who are leeching off me, there's people who are creating bad energy, illness, I'm getting these out of my life. And like I said, if it's a stranger, don't know you. I don't give a fuck what your problem is. Like, right? Because you're having evil eye from random strangers these days. It's just really bad, right? 7 of Pentacles. But some of you are not happy. Some of you are feeling drained. And there's something strongly around energy. You know, some of you are looking at yourself and you're just like, I just feel fucking burnt out. I just feel angry. I just feel... But some of you, that's what we're trying to tell you. It's not you. The burnout is not in you. It's in the people around you that are putting this energy on you. They're putting these problems on you. And so it's burning you down. It's the places you're in, right? If you change the place, if you change the people, you'll see your energy change like that. Okay, some of you might need to give up like therapy. So some of you might do what I do where, you know, to coach people is to be, you've got to be a very strong individual to do what we do. Right? These motherfuckers will come in, they'll pay you the bare minimum and they'll expect you to take the weight of their life and their trauma. It is absolutely repugnancy. But on the weekend, they'll go and get their hair done and they'll spend a shitload of money on alcohol. No. So some of you need to give up this type of business because it's killing you, it's wearing you down. Or you need to go find people who don't act like that. They're like, doing what these people do is a lot of weight to take on my deep dark shit, and I'm going to show this person respect. So it's all about respect. It's all about conserving your energy this week. It's getting rid of people who they're just never going to play the ball. They're never going to be fair, Scorpio. They're just going to keep leeching the cup dry, right? So some of you are definitely dealing with a Leo. You could be dealing with a Pisces if you're cross watching as a Pisces or as a Leo. I feel like someone is just like, you know, I do think it is a don't give a fuck attitude though, to an extent. It's like, I don't care. I don't care. Hate me, berate me, like I don't care. Like this is really about you focusing on your health, your happiness, your money, what you're entitled to. Okay? Things should be equal, they should be respectful. Maybe not completely across the board, but any business relationship, any friendship, any romantic partnership should not be a zero-sum game. And people are really fucking fucked off because everything that they're in is a zero-sum game. It's a job where you're building up someone else's business while you're in bare minimum. It's a relationship where you're giving your body, your time, your energy to a person who's giving you the bare minimum. It's friendships where you can't trust the motherfuckers. What's the point? They're there in the win, but they're not there in the losses. Why are you here? You know, it's insanity, right? So I think Scorpios need to know the value. But I'm going to say that this was more of a channeled message. I'm going to say that the big one for you is, as a Scorpio, you can read the unconscious mind of man. And this, in the times that we are in, it is extremely exhausting. You just need to start looking into electromagnetic fields, soft area music, all of this, because it's very real. You know, it's good to be able to have those skills because you're very tuned in. You can tune into environments, you can tune into people. But with the level of toxicity out here, it can send you crazy. It can send you insane because you can literally read the mind, read the energy, you're reading what's really going on. So a person might be smiling to your face, but you can sense that that person is a threat. And over time, if it's consistent, it just burns you down. So some of you really need to take that seriously. 10 of Cups, right? Get around people who feel like sunlight. Get away from people who are just dirty, fake. There's a lot of these now. Stay away from zero-sum people, okay? These are the same type of people who, when they need you, they'll come in with a sob story, but the minute that they're winning, you won't see them for dust. Okay, get away from fucking users, right? Get around people who feel like sunlight, get around people who support, yeah? Some years I think you need a new location, you need a new group of people. There's a lot of good people in the world, but you'd have to work hard to find them. Because a lot of people are in, you know, victim mentality, sob stories, poverty, low frequency, everyone else is to blame, projection, deflection. I mean, the rich, like I said, there's a lot of people out here who are living their best life right now because over the pandemic, they've built themselves up at the fall of a lot of other people. The other side of the coin is if you do that, though, your time's coming. You'll fall, and other people will do that to you. It just is what it is. The snake will eat the snake, and what goes around comes around. It's a real fucking thing, okay? So there is a lot of people out here who are sitting pretty because they've really buried a lot of people. But their time will come. So don't worry about people's karma. I think the mess and enemies and backstabbers and backbiters and dirty tongues and smug people, they don't matter. They don't matter. Okay? Especially if this is people who don't know you. Right? This is really about you getting real with you having a good conscience, a clean conscience. You know what you're doing to other people. You know, that's it. Like, you don't need to do any more. Okay? Stop feeding your enemies, the devil, the dark, right? Like, it's time to stand in your power. And it's time to live your life and focus on what matters to you and get around good people. Okay? It could be a really good week to replenish yourself, especially if you do have those people. It could be one or two. But these are people who, like, are truly genuine people. And I think it is less is more. Most people are not genuine people. Okay? They're about what they can get. Right? And your job is to find genuine people who are not constantly thinking about what they benefit and what they're going to get. You know, like, get around people who are genuine and sincere, because Scorpio really needs that. I'm also getting that this week, with the, you know, like I said, I do think some of you, this is a making a break with an environment, certain people, family even. So some of you, your own family are demonic, like, they're just all about, they don't care about you if they can't manipulate you. You know, if they can't leech from the cup, then, like, you start seeing a change in behaviour, you start seeing some aggression. So some years I'm telling you, you need to get some motherfuckers out of your life because they're just wrong uns, they're just bad people. Okay? Like I said, you need people who feed back into you, you feed into them. It's an equal exchange. And some of years you've got a lot of blocks in your womb, but I would say the root chakra as well. But I think it's because of the environment that you're in. When you're in an environment or a job to which you don't feel safe, when you're with a person who's constantly got you second guessing their agenda, that shit is exhausting. Okay? You need people who feel like sunlight, you need people who ground you, you need people who you can trust, who are not constantly playing fucking head games, right? You need people who are just consistent. But some of years, the message I'm getting is this is about a change. So you need to change. In other words, you are not going to find peace in this environment. You are not going to find peace with this person. You are not going to find peace in this job. If you're cross-watching as a fire sign, if you're cross-watching, it's busy in here. There's loads of people. So if you're cross-watching as a fire sign, then be aware that you might be dealing with a Scorpio like this. I just think that people are sitting here going, why is my life like this? I don't know, because you're in some shitty, crummy ass job that pays you the bare minimum while you break your back. You're in some relationship where the person is not even committing to you, they're not even adding value. You're around people you can't trust, they're not there for you when it really matters, they're not friends. Okay, so I just think people need to put things into perspective. It's better to be alone and in good company and in peace than it is to be around people you can't trust and trying to be dependent on people who are just going to use it against you later. So there's a big message, but I'm going to finish with use for this week. It really is about not reading into everything. Um, you know, some of us remember what it is. All this frequency stuff is people are a radio station. So when you focus on that person, you're tuning into a frequency. Everybody is a frequency. So when you look at a person and you tune into a person, you're tuning into a frequency. And a lot of people are demonic people, the addict people, the low frequency people. So the minute you put your focus on that, that's what you're tuning into, that frequency. It's a vessel that's carrying a dark consciousness, or a vessel that's carrying an addictive consciousness or a victim consciousness, and then you're absorbing that. Okay, so it really is. That's why do you think Alice says, put your eyes on the floor, don't look at the dirty. Okay, so it's true. And some of you, this is also about your own addictions, right? The devil is going to use some things. He's going to use sex. He's going to use food. He's going to use chemicals. He's going to use all these different things that you're putting in your body that can alter your frequency, that can make you a darker frequency. So I think for some of you this week, it's really about listening to this message very, very strongly and focusing on what you can control. And also, I feel like you've got a lot of people around you who kind of act like you've got no right to be happy, or you need them to be happy, or you need them to. No, what? Okay, like it's Scorpio, like it's about you, it's about the people who matter to you, it's about, like I said, keep your head down, don't, people are going through things that might have nothing to do with you, but also don't be afraid to lift your head up and put people in the place when they're crossing lines. Don't be afraid to call it out, right? But I'm saying this is a week, I think, to like really, really just enjoy the Christmas season, get around people who feel like sunlight, get around people who it's equal give and take. Get around people who you don't have to beg for the time, that energy, a text message, people who just naturally are feeding back into you. Okay, but yes, a big message I'm getting for some of you is you're going to have to make a change, and I do think you keep going back and forth in this change. Your fears might be working against you. Other people, when a person can sense fear in a person, they're going to manipulate that. If they're a demonic consciousness, the minute that they sense you're in fear, they're going to use that against you. Okay, a fear of leaving them, fear of the job. It's like a boss who knows you're scared of losing your job, so he's constantly using that against you. You've got to raise your frequency. And some years it's time to make a decision, because I feel like the world you're in is not going to work for you. You're not going to find peace with these people. You're not going to find peace in this place. Like, you're not going to find success with the kind of people you're around. This is what people do. They send themselves insane, trying to change the demonic, trying to change the matrix, the NPCs, the lower frequency people. But we're just trying to wake them up. It's not your fucking job. Leave them asleep. Okay, I know sometimes when you're a good soul, your natural instinct is to want to save people, want the best for them. But if these motherfuckers don't want to save themselves, if they don't want the best for themselves, you can sit on it. We don't care. We spent years trying to wake you up. Now listen, stay asleep. And when it all comes, don't say you weren't warned. Honestly, I feel like there's, from the good people, the true souls, like there's been too much compassion. And that's why people are running amok and they're acting in bad behaviour and they're acting disrespectful and they think they can cross fucking lines. I think it's time to redraw the line and put shit back in check. Put people back in check. And for those people who you kind of feel like, some years are going through a dark night of the soul, like I said, you just want to start punching people at this point. I feel like for those people who feel like people use you, the best revenge is to remove yourself from their life. For those who are sitting there going, these people, they don't value, remove yourself from their life. Because you're looking around at a lot of people who are like, right, but they've got no one real around them. They might have the pack around them, but when it really goes down, they'll all run, because that's what sheep do. They're going to go, right? So I feel like some of you kind of feel like a lonely, but I feel like a message here is the best way to hate these type of people, simply remove yourself. Because when you're a true soul on this earth, when you're a ride or die motherfucker, when you are a real cunt, when people, especially these type of people, lose you, they'll feel it. They'll feel it. Don't give love to men who can't love. Don't give loyalty to friends who aren't loyal. Like, it's on you, Scorpio. I think you need to recheck yourself. Like I said, rechange the mindset. Don't be playing a victim. Put things into perspective. The bottom are not victims. They're just weak. They sold out. You know, like I said, they put our balls on the table, and now we're all here in this matrix suffering. And then everyone's like, oh, you know, it's so bad. It's like, look in the fucking mirror. You're part of the problem. You know, and the same as you, like if you've got people around you who are constantly leeching, you feel like you give your best, you feel like you get nothing in return, it's a you problem as much as it is a them problem. People are out here giving and giving and giving to people who take and take and take. Well, what do you think the problem is there? You're giving and giving and giving to takers. Okay, so it's really about putting things into perspective and not getting mad. Like I said, I do think the real ones, and I know this for me, like when you are a truthful person, when you are a good person, when you are, people don't lose, you don't lose people, they lose you. You don't need them. Who wants people like that around them? I'd rather be alone till death. Now, I'm not advocating for being alone, like there's boss motherfuckers who just don't move like that, like I said, but I do think it's a frequency. You have to get around people who just naturally act in that manner. They give and take. They don't expect to just take, you know, they want to feed back. Like these people, they give respect, they expect respect. Like you have to get around the right tables, the right rooms, the right places. I need you this week to look at your reality, your family, the people around you, and be like, you know, look at them properly and be honest with yourself, right? Because I'm telling you, like a lot of people drown because they stay around certain places, certain people, and in certain frequencies that just kill them over time. It just burns you to the fucking ground. And if you're cross-watching and a Scorpio's doing this, get this cunt out of your life, because now, honestly, I feel like it's time to just call a spade, and if it's offensive, well, the truth is offensive. You know? Honestly, like, it's like, no, I want people who feed back into me. I want people who are making me my better version. I don't want people who feel like the darkness. I want people who feel like sunlight. You know, in other words, people who are making your energy better, they're making you happier, they're feeding into you, you're feeding into them, they support you. You know, when shit goes down, and they come and they're like, how can we help? Now it's all people are out here leeching off you when you're winning. The minute you drown, you don't see those motherfuckers for dust. So there's a strong lesson here, Scorpio. It's up to you if you listen to it. But I do think some of you as Scorpios, like I said, you need to start understanding that a lot is happening in the shadows, and you need to start taking this stuff seriously. You need to protect your astral field. You need to start taking Softgeria, which is frequency cleansing. Like it's very real. Stop focusing on the 3D reality. Some of you are going crazy in this 3D reality, but it's because you're not taking the other realm seriously. A lot is happening in the shadows, right? A lot is happening, and it's your job to tune in and to be aware. And also the kind of skills that you've got, you can tune into family, you can tune into the environment, you can know what is dark and what is light, and you know what is good and what is bad, and that's a powerful skill. Okay, but once you get the signals and you get the data, don't ignore the data. Don't keep with those people. Don't keep trying to build that relationship. Don't let people burn down. You know, man is a set of circuits. That's all we are. That's why science has proven that we have all of these fields. Man is a set of circuits. And if you're not cleaning those circuits, if you're not protecting those circuits, it's like electricity. It's going to blow. Right? So I think it's time to take all this serious. This came out as a bit of coaching, but if you want to book a personal, if you want to book your 2025, a face-to-face if you're struggling, everything is in the comments or the description box below. For the Scorpios who are around the right people, I actually get it being a beautiful week. It's very positive. You're feeling good. You might be in a relationship. People might be in high energy. People are just wanting to enjoy the Christmas season. This is more a reading for Scorpios who are struggling to change the behaviour, struggling to change patterns that are out of alignment. So the Wheel of Fortune reverse would be people who are not in the right timeline. Okay? This is people who just the soul does not feel right with the kind of people that they're having to be around, the kind of environments they're in. There's friction. And that's where you need to pay attention. Because honestly, like a lot of people are in disease and they're ill at ease, and it's because the people that they're riding with, the environments they're in, the jobs that they're in are so bad for their soul, for their body. It's killing them, you know. But if you get up tomorrow and you really start taking this advice seriously and you get into the right timeline around the right people, your life will be very peaceful. Building a business will be easier. I'm not saying it'll be perfectly easy, but it will be much easier. When you are building a business that you're passionate about, it is easy. When you're around people who you can trust, your body is much calmer. It is easy. I think it's the toxicity of the Matrix. The Matrix has told everybody it's impossible, it's so hard, you need this amount of people, you need... No, you don't. No, you don't. You need motherfuckers that feel like sunlight. You need people who've got your back. You need real ones. You need to also start taking yourself seriously and stop playing the victim. You're not a victim. No one's a victim. For this system to be what it is, man has failed. But the problem with man is it's very arrogant, and it hates to admit when it's failed. There are no victims here, it's just willing participants, it's choices. And yes, I'm not saying that some people wasn't born into things and it's created the biochemical field, and this is a whole debate. I'm not saying people aren't victims, but I'm saying the winners now are going to be the people who are like, I don't give a fuck what story I've got, I don't care who's betrayed me, I don't care who's left me, watch me. So there's a song where she says, I'm going to build castles from the rubble of your love. I'm going to build castles from what you've done. And I feel like that's what it's about. It's about people now need to be strong with it. It's like, I don't give a fuck if I'm alone, I don't care who's betrayed me, I don't care what my story is, I'm going to build castles from what was done to me, you know? So listen, your pain, your trauma, people doing what they do to you can be very cataclysmic in the outcome, okay? But even tuning into your read, I just feel like, I feel inspired and tired at the same time. I think some of you are really ready because you're at that breaking point. But some of you, I'm telling you, you need to take this serious. If you stay around the same people in the same environments in the same job in 2025, you are just going to be burned to a sieve. You are just going to be fighting the insane. People, that's what that Tom Hardy said, and I think he's a Scorpio. He said, stop giving people so many concessions. They know exactly what they're doing. And they do. They do. They know. People aren't victims. They know what they're doing. They know they're using you. They know they're not invested in you. They know what they are. You know? And I think a lot of people tolerate what they tolerate because of their own fears, but also because they don't want to be alone. You know, and I understand that, but, you know, listen, 2025 belongs to the gangsters. Now, people are out here acting like gangsters, but I'm not talking about these cheap cunts, I'm talking about real gangsters. And real gangsters are respectful, they mind the business, you know what I mean, they're helping other people, they'll also kill you if you cross the line. Like, 2025 belongs to the gangsters, okay? And I'd suggest for those who want to know what real gangsters are, that you do some research, okay, into what real gangsters are, not cheap people who are walking around in a pair of black sunglasses acting like gangsters, which is all you see these days. You know, everyone's a celebrity, everyone's royalty, everyone's a gangster. It's like, it looks so vulgar to watch. But it's a time to move into your power, get round tables that support you, get round people who feed back into you. But also know that if people are rejecting you, Scorpio, it could be a you problem. You know, maybe you're too dark, maybe you take too much. Like, there's always a flip side to every reading, there's a flip side to every coin. So if you're finding people want to stay the fuck away from you, it might be that some of the way you're acting and treating people and how you're taking from people is making them not want to be around you. So it's a two-way street. If you want a book, it's below, the community is below. I'll speak to you soon.